Hello everybody, welcome back to Walker Productions. My name is Michael Lance, and today we're going over another topic, part of our Omniversal series. And today we're going to go over what is beyond the Omniverse. Because I stated in my last video, the Omniverse is the tippity top. But there are beings that exceed that or are around or the bottom of it. It's like a pyramid. It's like, okay, this is the highest you can ever reach in a pyramid. And there's 3 levels. Universe, multiverse, omniverse. Well, a little bit above that, and a little bit below and around it, you can build a bigger pyramid. That is what we're going to be discussing today. Now, you're asking yourself, well, Michael, well, if the omniverse is everything, then how can there be anything beyond that? True. But that doesn't mean that they're not from the Omniverse in some way. This all goes back to the idea of God. So let's put this in simplest terms where it doesn't do anything to anybody. God is before the nothing, and He created, or God is the nothing, and He created everything. Omniverse included. Okay, that's out of the way. Well, you might ask yourself, well, what created Him? Well, He could be what's around the Omniverse. The void, I think it is. DC calls it something like the empty or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I'm going to call it the void. Basically, it's a blank white sheet of paper. And, well, it's not an actual paper, but it looks as blank as a white sheet of paper. And from that nothing dreamed of a God. That God eventually decided to go out and create something more than himself, better than himself. And that's where we get the Omniverse. Okay, that's not saying it's Christian God, it's this God, it's blah, blah, blah. No, it's just a figure named God, and he went out and created the Omniverse. Great, cool. Moving on. After that, to be God, you have to be either one of 2 things, or one of 3 things, or both. You have to be either in every atom of your creation, which means no matter who you are, what atom, what particle, what multiverse, what fraction of the omniverse you are from, you have to be in that atom. You have to be in every atom, every fiber morsel of existence. Or you're the space between them. You're that little piece of You're that little space between atoms. You're that crevice in the multiverse. You're that crack that's in between the sidewalk. You're in between everything. Or you're both. You're in between everything and you are everything. So, how does this wrap around to beings outside the Omniverse? Well, there are dimensions. I said there's dimensions in each particular universe. Cool. There's also dimensions in the multiverse and in the Omniverse. Dimensions can either be factioned into kingdoms, to castles, to flat plates, to modifying your genetic or molecular material. It all depends on the dimension itself or who rules the dimension. Like, say, okay, let's go to Marvel Comics for a minute. Say, okay, Mephisto, Dormammu, and all the other Hell Lords, they rule that dimension. Well, they make it a hellscape. If we go, say, someone like Gabriel or Captain America. Captain America swooped in, managed to defeat all the Hell Lords by some mystical means. I might write a fanfic about that. Moving on. Some mystical means. What would that mean? Well, he could turn into the perfect America. Or another version of Earth, or this, that, the other. On and on and on and on. It's only down to who either rules the dimension, or if there is no ruler, it's about what the dimension is or wants. Now, having said that, beings outside of the Omniverse can rule dimensions. They can rule universe. They can rule multiverses, and on and on and on. They've been space, time, reality, soul, mind, da 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 da. You've read the Infinity Stones. But it's like heaven and hell. Somebody has to rule them, otherwise it's just utter pandemonium. Someone has to be in order. Well, the God either keeps it in order or lets it go to chaos to return it to order, which is either nothing or a returned omniverse. Like, say a cosmic war broke out between God and the entire omniverse. Well, it would go to chaos first, and then either the omniverse would destroy itself, which would be peace, or God would take a side, have them win, or have them learn a lesson, and then make it peaceful then. So, outside of that, there are beings that are either never before created, yet still exist, completely outside of God's control, which is where the void comes in. The void dreamed of something that was outside of the God's creation. The void dreamed of something either equal to or above the power level of God. And if you're wondering why I'm saying God, I don't know if the YouTube overlords will allow me to say that. I don't know. YouTube's weird nowadays. But it's just really it's an unfathomable scale of power. If you think Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, if you think Thanos with 100 Infinity Gauntlets is powerful, no. The people outside of the Omniverse can do nearly anything they want, and even sometimes the Omniverse works with itself and the Void and creates something like how you would see the it's not the Descendants, it's that D family named it's like Desire and Destiny and Dreams and stuff like that, or Destruction. I don't know. They're all named the D's. I'll link the video where I saw them down below. I'll link it down there. But it's really down to what the I'm gonna call them Omni-Lords. The Omni-Lords want to be. Think of Goku from Anime War with the Omni symbols unlocked. He could have chose to leave that multiverse and let Archon kill Zeno. Could have left him, just be like, yep, you know what, done. Screw you, God, I'm leaving. Because he was at infinite power when he fused with Vegeta. And eventually Saitama. Well, if he had done that, he would be an Omni-Lord and he would be outside of the Omniverse. That way, they either can help create and add on to the Omniverse directly or indirectly, or they would either explore the void or become one with the void. Now these are both speculation, my own mythos, and a little bit of real world behind it. But it's a simple way to understand things if you ever need a simple way to understand. And I know none of this is factual. Some of it's just from SCP, Marvel, DC, and a bunch of other things. But it's a simple way to understand them and overall understand other people. But, you know, most people think alike, but, you know, Omni-Lords can be death gods, they can be creator gods, they could just be gases, like the one below all. By the way, we're gonna sidetrack for a second. The one above all, turning out to be the one below all in the newest Immortal Hulk, was the coolest thing they could have done. And if that run went longer, it would have been even better. But still, it was beautiful. Moving on. It's really about what you want to believe is beyond the Omniverse. If you believe there's one universe, cool. They're beyond the universe. They exist in the cracks of that. If they're beyond the multiverse, they exist in the cracks of that or above that. If you believe in the Omniverse, then I'll just explain what happens. But think of the Scarlet King. Think of alternate dimensions and timelines and multiverses and things like that. It's just a simple way to understand them on a comic, real world, and a anime perspective. It's really just it's really a bunch of speculation by all of us. Nobody can prove, hey, yeah, I can punch a hole in reality and, hey, there's no universe where I'm president. Nobody can prove it. And I'm not saying I'm 100% right. If you want to correct me, go down in the comments. Write me a correction. You can prove me totally wrong. This is an anime, real world, and comic perspective on how to view the Omniverse, multiverse, and universe. And it's overall just up to you and your interpretation, or whatever you're watching / reading / writing interpretation. It's all down to interpretation. But anyways, guys, you know what time it is. Thank you so much for coming to the video. I will have 2 more videos coming out in the next 2 days. One's gonna be about Chloe Roma, or Roma Army. Love that channel. And it's gonna be a different perspective. I think he's cool, funny, and he's not an advocate for men's rights, but he knows some stuff. He knows some goodies. But still, they're just videos I want to make because I want to bring back the old stuff. If you can hear that, that's construction in the back. It's not us. It's our neighbor. Moving on. Thank you all so much for coming to the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy. Drop a comment down below if you have an opinion that you'd like to share, or if I'm wrong about something you want to correct me. Go for it. Anyways, guys, please do turn on that notification bell and enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Peace.